hot, okay? But it's not that F word that used to get me in trouble. It's actually F-U-N, fun. Because that's who I am and that's what I do. I am on this planet for fun. And it has not always been that way, though. It's not always been that way. It's not always been easy to be on this planet for fun, because I'm going to let you in another little secret about me, and that is that I am actually legally blind. So, even though the lights are blinding me, I'm seeing you less now because of the lights, but I couldn't see you anyway. So yeah, being legally blind, I have not always been that way either. I actually, back in 2005, I was fully sighted. I had a great job in my chosen career in television. I had near perfect eyesight, near perfect color vision. I had a great path, and then I went in for brain surgery to treat a condition called hydrocephalus. And when I woke up from the surgery, all I could see was light and shadow. And so then that's when this became a part of my life. And adjusting to life with vision loss, you know, I tried to put a really positive spin on it. I tried to tell people that this was just my new fashion accessory. Right? It's just my new look, you know, I can tote one of these around. I've even tried to tell people that, you know, I can still drive. I'll just put one of these on every corner of the car and I'll use it like curb feelers. So far, there's been no takers on that. Yeah, so it wasn't the easiest thing to do, to adjust to that. But I'm a positive guy by nature. I have t-shirts and I have a sweatshirt that says I am on this planet for fun. That's who I am. That's what I do. That's the way I want to live my life. And I fought hard to maintain that when I was dealing with this sight loss. And I fought really hard. And I think actually fighting it helped me to maintain the positivity, but it also helped me to push through it and see the world in a different way. For instance, you know, like I said, I had a job in television, and when you lose your sight, you know, television's a pretty independent, sight-dependent business. So I had to find something new to do. So I studied and I went to work in financial services for a couple of years. And I was working for a discount brokerage, talking on the telephone with clients. And I remember, it was probably about 2008. I was talking to a client, and I happened to reveal to him that I was vision impaired. And he said, "Really?" He said, "Really? You don't sound blind." You know, it's 10 years later, I'm still trying to figure out what a blind guy should sound like. I haven't quite figured that one out. Yeah, so it's, you know, but this is just how it is. Like, it's just, you learn to have fun with it, and you learn to embrace the humor in it all. When I was in 2013, I had to go in for another round of this surgery, another hydrocephalus operation. And as I'm sitting outside of the operating room with the nurse, she's kind of going over the notes and telling me what's going to happen and everything like that. And I said to her, I said, "You know, I'm kind of nervous about the surgery." And just at that exact moment, she happened to read on my chart, and she said, "It says here that you're legally blind. Is that true?" And I said, "Yeah, it is." And I told her about the surgery, that it cost me my sight, and she said, "Wow, no wonder you're nervous." And I said, "Yeah, so listen, while you're in there, if you find the switch for my eyesight, can you flip it back on?" So, you know, this is how I've just learned to have fun with it and learned to see different ways. And I do want to share one other story with you just before I go here. This is gonna be short and sweet, but I got to do this because I told you that I was talking to the ministry about, you know, putting the cane on the corners of the car. And because when I lost my sight in 2005, I had just renewed my license 2 weeks before that. And the doctor, thankfully, actually didn't pull my license, which I was actually really glad about, because I was smart enough not to drive, but I really liked the fact that it was a piece of ID, because in Ontario, where I was at the time, they didn't have an alternative form of ID, so a license was pretty handy just for a form of ID. And so I was really happy they didn't pull it. But when it came time to renew it in 2010, I thought, well, they're going to pull it for sure this time. I thought, but you know what, it's still a good piece of ID, so I'm going to fill it out, and I'm going to, I'm just going to try. And if they say no, they say no. So I got the form in the mail, and on the form, on the second page, it said, is there anything that might inhibit your ability to drive? I was very honest, and I wrote, legally blind. And I went down to the ministry office, I handed them my form, I handed them my credit card, and 2 weeks later I got a driver's license. So the moral to that story is, the next time you're out driving and there is somebody, that you see somebody do something really stupid behind the wheel and you're thinking, oh my God, did he not see what he was doing? What, was he blind? He might have been. Okay? So, and I've been making I've been making light of it. I've been making a lot of light of my sight loss, and you have to. You have to make light of it. But I'll be very honest with you, it was not always easy. I mean, I kicked, I screamed, I wondered, why me? I probably even used that other F word a few times. But you learn to embrace it, you have to. You have two choices. You can roll over and die and give into it, or you can get up and move on. And I chose the latter. And I'm not telling you that that's what you have to do, I'm telling you that's what I chose to do. Because that was just who I needed to be and what I wanted to be. And I'm actually, the one other thing I want to share with you, aside from the little comic relief I can tell you about my life, is I'm actually really thankful for my sight loss. And I know that's going to sound weird, but I'm really thankful. And the reason I'm thankful is because I look back on it's been almost 14 years now, and the people I've met, the places I've been, the things I've experienced, would not have happened. 90% of that stuff would not have happened if I hadn't lost my sight. Even the fact that I'm here tonight would not have happened if I hadn't lost my sight. So I really like it. And I'm really okay with it. Before I lost my sight, my life was fun, but not necessarily interesting. Now, as far as I'm concerned, it's still fun, and it's gotten more interesting. And I'm okay with that, because, as I told you, I'm on this planet for fun. And I thank you very much for listening.